Good evening. Recovery efforts continue following the plane crash last week in Washington, D.C. A local driver arrested for going the wrong way on the interstate. And a house fire kills a woman. All of that and more coming up on News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, everyone. Peter Albrecht here. News 5 Now. We come at you every day at 8:30, 12:30, and 5:30 here on our Facebook page and online. Get you caught up on all the top stories of the day and look ahead to some of our newscasts. So let's get going with our big stories. 5 of them. Number 5, wreckage from the American Airlines flight that crashed with an Army helicopter and fell into the Potomac River. The crews recovering more bodies today. 11 bodies were recovered over the weekend. 55 of the 67 killed have now been recovered. Investigators say black box data indicates the airliner was flying at about 325 feet, much higher than the 200 feet ceiling set by the FAA for helicopter traffic in that area. Number 4, Florida announcing a new statewide sales tax holiday today. Under the new state sales tax holiday, firearms, ammunition, and related accessories will be available in Florida tax-free from Memorial Day to the 4th of July. Governor Ron DeSantis says this should save Floridians about $8 million. Number 3, a wrong-way driver caught on camera on Interstate 110 in Escambia County, Florida. The driver of that white pickup traveling southbound in the northbound lanes last night, narrowly avoiding oncoming traffic. An Escambia County Sheriff's officer was traveling to work in an unmarked vehicle, spotted this driver and took action. The driver, identified as Jennifer Judavine, has been charged with DUI. Number 2, a man is charged with attempted murder, accused of repeatedly stabbing a woman in Pensacola. 35-year-old Dominique Fountain arrested yesterday, now in the Escambia County Jail. Police say he and the woman were arguing inside a house near Martin Luther King Drive and Hernandez Street. The argument continued outside the home before turning physical. The woman who was attacked is expected to survive. And number 1, a deadly fire at Perdido Key. Fire officials say Barbara Fanreich died in a house on Hildreth Drive in Perdido Beach, I should say. Fire Chief Ken Wright telling News 5's Debbie Williams that the house was engulfed in flames. Firefighters had trouble getting inside. The woman's body was found in a back bedroom. The cause of the fire hasn't been determined, although there are indications that it may have started in a kitchen area. So those are among the top 5 stories we've been working on for you today. All right, every day on News 5 Now, we ask you a question of the day and also a poll of the day. And we'll start with our question of the day, and we'll share some of your answers. And our question is, tips for someone who has never attended a Mardi Gras parade. Go. All right, this should be interesting. I haven't had a chance to look here. Jessica says, be prepared for traffic and waiting. Do not park where there's a no parking sign or you will get towed. Absolutely. Jonathan says, bring your own bag to catch and store the throws. Good advice. Elena says, if you love your head and face, wear a helmet and a face shield. You certainly have to have your head on a swivel. That's for sure. All right, Davia says, don't let your kids go into the road to get throws. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to jump barricades. That's another one. So let's see. Be ready to stand and walk. Bring a chair if you need one. That's always a good idea. And pay attention when the floats go by so you don't get nailed by the throws. All very good advice, and thanks for your responses today. All right, let's check out now our poll of the day. And our poll question was, and this came from last Friday, we asked it, do you plan on watching the Grammys, which aired last night on CBS? And about only 1 in 4 said they were going to watch the Grammys. I saw a little bit of it last night, enjoyed the tribute to Quincy Jones. I think the ratings were pretty good. A lot of people watching it, and all the stars of the music universe on hand for that one. Okay, so thanks for participating in our poll. Let's look ahead. Let's look ahead now to our next question of the day for tomorrow. And that question is, How would you feel if the Super Bowl was played internationally? There's been some talk about that. Of course, the Super Bowl this Sunday coming up in New Orleans. There's been some talk. We now have games played in England and Germany and Brazil and some other places. And there's been some talk about holding a Super Bowl internationally. Would that impact you? Or if you're watching at home on TV, do you not really care about that? So we'll see about that. I will say this. The Super Bowl has got to be on at night here to maximize TV ad revenue, right? So that almost knocks Europe out. If we're starting the game at 5:40 Central Time, we're looking 10, 11 o'clock for a start time in Europe. I just don't know if that would ever happen, but that's our question of the day. Poll of the day, Taylor Swift left the Grammys last night empty-handed. Were you surprised by that? Of course, she has won everything under the sun over the years, but not last night. What's your response to that? Go to our Facebook page and WKRG.com and let us know what you're thinking about that. And please join us here as I check the clock in about 16 minutes for News 5 at 6. Roseanne and I, and Ed has your forecast. It's going to be a warm one this week. Fog might be the thing you really need to be concerned about. Our Simone Eli is in New Orleans this week covering the Super Bowl, and we'll hear from Simone tonight as well. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for joining us here on News 5 Now, and we'll see you at 6 o'clock on WKRG News 5.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips.